There's plenty of work out there. There's plenty of demand, 100%. I would have no fear if the Victorian Tile Academy threw another 20 tilers into my area. There's plenty of work out there. More, like anything, the more of these floors that go in, it actually generates interest from clientele who might not be aware that they're available. Yeah? And that perception that clients don't have the budget is the biggest error that tile installers make. But never make the perception, oh, that's too expensive, that's too niche. I can't sell that to a client. Absolutely you can. The market is large.
What is it that you really love about it?
Client satisfaction, to be right. It's pure job satisfaction. I don't go to work. I don't feel like I'm going to work. And I get paid.
Fantastic.
Almost like a hobby.
The other word that, if you were to think about it, we've used that word as legacy.
Yeah, that advice comes through, say, for example, with the Victorian Tile Academy, Rob. Training that's been offered there, you can present yourself with knowledge to the customer. The customer needs to be educated. They'll aesthetically see the beauty of these floors, but they won't necessarily understand the detail involved in installing the floor and which floor will work in which area. Sometimes I walk into a client and very often they'll be bringing back the house that they more than likely recently purchased. They're bringing it back to a Victorian era and they're putting in dado rails, etc. But then they have this wonderfully modern kitchen running off this floorway. Then I might guide them a little bit on that if they're open for advice, and very often they are. And I might say you may want to go for softer colours. The deeper colours are very, very traditional. But you've got this super modern kitchen. You've got Alexa in the kitchen. Lighten it up a bit. And I'd also look at the light in the hallway. What kind of doorway? What kind of light is going to fall into that hallway? And just take that advice. But most of the time they do have a starting point. They've seen the pattern they like.
What would you say are the main benefits of Victorian tiling, geometric tiling, versus saying putting down a floor of 120/60s? Are there health benefits?
I was going to move on to the health. Absolutely, for me. Again, I was actually looking at a post on a forum for tilers a couple of days ago, and the talk on there about the health problems that guys were having. Some guys that were 10 years younger than me, and the issues they were having already with their bodies. Pains here and aches here. And that was the discussion. Their bodies were aching nearly always, if not, I'd nearly say always, but nearly always, due to the fact that their bodies couldn't keep up with the heavy lifting of standard tiling. It's heavy on the body, and for me, Victorian tiling is not. As I explained to you, where borders are being not being put in correctly, I'm not sure that the client can see that until you show them. So I got into the habit of showing them in advance on that first meeting. I'd say, this is what you can have from me, and this is what you might get from somebody else. Now, I'd show them the incorrect version first on a photograph, and they might not even see it. When I show them the correct version every single time, they would say, no, I want that. I want what you're wanting.
Do you have an example that you could show here? Voila.
Lazy, incorrect work. It's faster, Rob, yeah?
Yep.
You're starting in one corner, you're starting in the other corner, and you're hoping for the best when you get to the middle. And if you don't get lucky, you do that. Now, these are just simple display boards. That's what that border should look like.
Yep.
But I'm sure
completely different.
You'll be able to find images from my work, or some of the guys at the Victorian Tile Academy will have images to show you how a correct border should look all the way around. This is easy.
So a consumer should expect the latter, not the former, of those two boards. Yeah.
There's no circumstance where that has to happen. No circumstance at all. And the proof is every single floor that I've ever laid has had a correct border on it, every floor. And it takes time and it takes patience. But if you explain that to the client in advance and explain that it will cost more on the small chance that you're up against someone else, which you probably won't be anyway because there's so much work out there and there's so few tilers, but if you are, at least let the client know. And the second thing, when you explain this to clients, you instill confidence in them. You come back to what they're paying for this. This is a big investment for them. I personally would charge on day rate, not on square meter, because every pattern is different and every job is. So I would say that you're running on 50% on your day rate, the standard tiling, roughly 50%. So if your day rate was 300 quid a day, you charge 450 on Victorian.
You get what you pay for. You have the expertise. As a consumer, you expect to pay for it.
Yeah, absolutely, because the product is totally different. So
value in the Victorian Tile Academy. If you were starting again from scratch now, would you be getting yourself onto that course very quickly?
If I was starting now, if only the Victorian Tile Academy had been available, I'd have been straight on it, Rob. People may look at it, and some guys will look at that and think about the investment. 100% it'll pay back.